last week. Ash Hanley got injured early on in the game. There would have been a temptation to put him on, but no, he played the last 25 minutes. So, like Danny says, that you've got to make sure that you look after some of your prize assets, and he's one of the game's prize assets, Harry Newman.
And Leeds will be hoping that he can contribute a big season this time.
Or maybe even come out and watch the game.
He might be watching it on Sky Go. So Leeds get the second half underway. Leeds with that narrow advantage. And that is a big improvement for the Castleford Tigers when you think how far behind they were against Huddersfield last week and how far off the pace they were. They've certainly been nearer the pace in this game so far.
But you look at the previous 4 games that they played, they've always played well for 40 minutes, whether that's first half or second half. They put together a decent performance for 1 half. They've got to do it for 2, though.
Here is Kenny Edwards. The fixture list hasn't exactly been kind to Castleford, of course, so far. The first 3 home games, all against major achievers in 2022. The Saints, the cup holders Wigan, and now the beaten grand finalists Leeds come to town. So it has been a tough start in that respect, but Myler is underneath that kick, and Edwards with the tackle. There's a groan from the Leeds fans who thought they saw a high one from Kenny Edwards there. Myler gets to his feet without any complaint.
Well, they thought an arm slipped up on him, didn't he? Kenny Edwards, like I said, didn't have the best of games last week against Huddersfield.
I think it's a really important sort of 10-15 minute period here for Castleford. We spoke about it being important at the back end of the first half, but I think the start of this second half, stay in the game, stay in the grind, be disciplined, and try and sort of wear the Rhinos out.
4 tackles gone this set. Here is Myler, Cameron Smith. Smith wandering almost through the middle of the field there until Castleford Tigers stop his progress. 5th tackle. And Austin drills a little kick in. And Beretta Faraimo comes across to gather the ball up. Let's go down to the sidelines. News from Jenna Brooks.
Yeah, thanks very much, Bill. Mahe Fanua came off for that head injury assessment just before the break. I'm told he has failed that head injury assessment. He will not be returning tonight, despite having the bib back on. I've been told by the doctor he will not be returning. And just a word on Harry Newman, who we now know will not be returning. It was a planned interchange. He was always only going to play 40 minutes. He obviously played 25 minutes last week. The club being extremely cautious with that hamstring injury that he suffered last season. But yeah, so he will not play any further in this game. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Jenna. Meanwhile, Nanny McDonald penalised a bit harshly there.
Yeah, I agree.
For a high tackle.
Yeah, there was a big...
Ironically on Kenny Edwards.
A bit of contact, but it wasn't a swinging arm, was it? And we've seen them go this year, and it's Harry Newman.
Now then, here's Dan Smith making his 150th Super League appearance. Liam Watts. Watts tackled by Cameron Smith. McShane, Matangi, Miller. Here is Eden. Eden, the ball reaches Jason Garigari, but nowhere for him to go. McDonald, Darrell Alford stopping his progress. Here is Mellor. 4 tackles gone this set as the Castleford Tigers look for the first points of the second half. Here is Jacob Miller, straight up the middle. Comes Matangi. Stopped in front of those posts. McShane's short ball. Watts is trying to smuggle it out. Leeds won't let him. And that's good from Leeds on the turnover.
Well, they come on that crash ball, didn't he? Big Liam Watts. You've seen that combination work over the years with Paul McShane and Liam Watts. I would have thought that Paul McShane, last play, maybe dabs it through, puts it over the line.
Yeah, I thought that was a disappointing offensive set from Castleford there. I don't think they really challenged Leeds enough. They hit too many leads, too many inside balls. They really need, they had joy at the edges in the first half. That's where they need to get the ball to.
Thanks, Danny. Former teammate of yours, Chev Walker, down on the sidelines, waiting to talk to us. Rhino's assistant coach. It's very nicely balanced, this game, Chev.
It is, yeah. With similar to last week with us, we were just we priding ourselves on defending his line, but we just need to string a couple of sets together and make them tired. At moments in that first half, when we got them tired, we broke them. So we just got to keep pounding away at them, really.
That word clunky is getting used a lot at this time of the season, Chev. Is there a bit of clunkiness in the Leeds attack?
Yeah, a little bit, but we're only playing what's offered to us. And Cass have defended pretty well. They look a little bit more together tonight, so we've just got to persevere with it and just keep, like I say, keep breaking them down, keep pounding at their middles, and see if we get some drive for the back of that.
Thanks, Chev.
Thank you.
There's a great rise of anticipation when Jason Gary gets a kick like he did just then and sets off.
Well, like Danny said, he does get you on the edge of the seat, doesn't he? Especially when the defensive line's all broken.
So both sides having to adjust for this second half and make changes. And here is Greg Eden.
Move up and square.
Danny McDonald with the tackle on Eden. Miller. Suia Matangi. Matangi plays the ball. McShane. Here is Miller. Miller on the last. Hoists the kick. Olfitz is underneath it, and Olfitz claims it. Made that look simple.
It's a good kick as well, and you know it's important that both sides don't panic. 35 minutes to go, 2 points in it. Well, the game's end to end. What you can't do is give those set restarts away, the penalties away, gift the opposition the ball.
Go.
Little.
Put your foot in the rope.
That's just poor penalty. Poor penalty. I think it's Jack Broadbent. Well, you're not going to kid anybody. You've got 2 touch judges, you've got the screens. You stick your foot in there. That's just a cheap penalty to give away.
I think that's the problem with Castleford this year. They're just compounding things. They've had 2 sort of sets offensively there and finished not great, a poor kick there, and then a 6 again, followed by a penalty, and it's just compounding errors that ultimately put you under pressure.
Not sure what was to be gained by that. Well, possibly nothing, because Leeds on the back of that are charging forward with Justin Sangare, 25 years of age now, and a try scorer already in Leeds colours. Caesar fires the pass to Austin. Austin rolls out of the tackle, manages to lob the ball out wide. Here is Austin once more. Tries to sell the dummy, nobody buying it in Castleford Tigers colours. Milner makes the tackle. Jared O'Connor, here is Myler, Cameron Smith, Bentley now, Bentley. Watts making the tackle, they're 10 metres out, that's the 5th. Here is Caesar, Caesar will drill the kick in. Oh, beautifully picked up by Miller, in among the traffic, did well there.
Yeah, well picked up, wasn't it, from Jacob Miller, and a good job that James McDonald was there as well, because the field was open behind him.
Set restart signalled by referee Aaron Moore. It's Jason Carigari.
Move together. Paul now. No, you're rolling in, Jason. Ball 2. Still 2.
Eden trying to make some yards.
Move, James.
Up to the 40-metre line. 3 tackles gone.
Go for.
Here's McShane. Here's Dan Smith now. Once of the Leeds Academy.
Go for.
Milner running onto that pass from McShane. Bentley with the tackle. Oh, Milner loses it. And that is a penalty, says the referee.
That's a big call, that, isn't it? You know, he said that he's got to roll away, he's got to get out the tackle. Well, you can see Milner. Yeah, he's clamped round it. I think they're unlucky. Though, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's a tough one. That the ball carrier's got to have some ownership on that. But as we see on the picture there, Reece Martin's got his hands all over the ball, and ultimately the ref's got to make a call, and Widdett's got an opportunity to tie the game up again.
Yeah, they called for the kicking tee. And Widdett taking his time. And you'd fancied him to land this. Just to mention another team of rhinos in action this weekend. The Attica Rhinos in Greece, believe it or not, involved in the Greek Grand Final, and they play the Rhodes Knights for the Eastern Championship. Meanwhile, Gareth Widdop was missed with that one.
Well, you could tell, couldn't you? There, all Cass fans stood behind them sticks, and they didn't go up. As soon as he kicked that, made contact with the ball, you just look at the Cas fans there, stood behind the sticks.
Boys, stay behind. Stay behind, boys.
You back Gareth with up all day from there. He's a fantastic kicker, a high percentage kicker as well, and had an opportunity there to put Cas back on the scoreboard.
So a missed opportunity from the Castleford Tigers to level the scores. What is shaping up potentially to be a tight game. You might fancy Leeds to cut loose, but Eden is going to cut loose instead. Greg Eden threatening.
Oh, he's lost it. What about the tackle from Richie Myler? He had to sum that situation up brilliantly, didn't he? I couldn't remember who it was who turned the hips in. They go across, Kenny Edwards bounces across. I think it's big Sam Lasoni. He spots, Greg Egan goes through, and Bentley comes over the top, fumbles the ball.
It's from this side, Blake. Come.
It's a really nice piece of play from Cas. Kenny Edwards getting an angle play, skipping back across, picking out a lazy sort of middle defender. And Eden, we know Eden's got speed to burn, but Eden's problem at times is his ability to keep hold of the ball. He comes up with mistakes, and really critical mistake there from Cas in good field position.
Yeah, it's let Leeds off the hook there.
Move! Hold, boys. Hold it!
Just two are playing the ball. Still, big tackle from Broadbent and Widdop.
Couldn't fool Jack Broadbent then, could he? Look at this line speed here. That's big. It's imposing. They're staying on the toes, getting up quick.
Sam Lasoni with the run. Reece Martin over the halfway line, he comes. He's lost the ball. Right, it's Castleford Tigers' turn to celebrate.
Yeah, well, both sides aren't it? You know, there's numbers around Martin here, and you can see he extends his arms, he's looking for a teammate. He gets the ball in two hands, he's looking to play. Richie Myler's on his shoulder, but Adam Milner comes in and cuts that play down. Well, a mistake there, just 55 metres away. Milner with the tackle.
Make sure you get this right here. Heads in, fellas.
So the Castleford Tigers will get the ball back. Just inside their own half.
I really think Cas need to attack their right edge. They had some joy in the first half going towards sort of Broadbent, Widdop out the back, towards Faremo on the wing. They haven't really gone there, and obviously we've got young Lewis Roberts in the centre there. It's probably an area where Castleford need to look to attack.
Yeah, Lewis Roberts on in the second half in place of Harry Newman, just his second appearance of the season for Roberts, but it's to this left edge that the Castleford Tigers come at the moment. And they keep it going with Suaiya Matangi. 15 metres away is Widdop, and Widdop taking him on himself, but Bentley and Martin stopping his progress. McShane, no, the pass didn't do Dan Smith any favours, but he'll go back for the knock-on from the Castleford Tigers.
Yeah, the original mistake was from Cas. James Bentley just pulls the right arm of Paul McShane as he's trying to hit Watts again on that crash plate. Well, it was so earlier.
Paul knows himself. From this side, Eden.
And just trying to pull in those defenders. Use Watts. Maybe there was a player out the back as well. But he knew exactly what play he was trying to put on the Paul McShane.
It's an uncharacteristic mistake from Paul there. Normally that's his pet play close to the line with his two middles, where he can either pass the ball to his two middles or kick it through there, and obviously he comes up with a mistake.
And now Cas looking to keep the squeeze on Leeds.
Go on, good Paul.
They can do it against Leeds, can the Castleford Tigers. They eliminated the Rhinos from the Challenge Cup last year. 40 points to 16 win at Headingley. And it's very tight so far this evening. Big improvement from this Castleford side. And Leeds with work to do if they're going to make it 3 in a row. They lost their first 2 to Warrington and Hull, but they've come good. Dramatically so against Saints, grindingly so against Wakefield. That's an error. from Leeds.
It's an incorrect play, the ball from Nenny McDonald. He was mishandled by 4 players, wasn't he? He started probably 15 metres closer to the midfield. He's pushed towards the sideline. He's saying that he's got no balance here when he plays this ball. Looking for a quick one because the markers aren't set.
I think McDonald's been starved of possession. That's why we're seeing him going into dummy half, looking for the ball. He's a real strike player for the Rhinos, and they really need to get him some ball in open space. But great defence there from the Tigers.
Both sides guilty of squandering possession so far in this second half. It remains 8 points to 6. Castleford have missed an opportunity to level with that failed Widdop penalty attempt. And now they're advancing, and Watts in a bit of strife after that tackle. He gets to his feet.
Just seen Joe Westerman come back onto the field. I think he's a real key player for the Tigers, especially offensively.
And Watts is up for more.
Too much space around the middle then for Leeds.
He made good yards there, did Liam Watts-Miller. The ball ricochets off Caesar, and it was knocked on by the Leeds player.
And Caesar comes in to close the play down. And like you said, Bill, like the referee says here, he's come in, shut it down, just as Miller was trying to pass the ball. Comes off the hand of Caesar. So again, more pressure here for the Rhinos.
Castleford Tigers attacking that Weldon Road end of this old ground. And those Cass supporters hoping to see their side maybe recapture the lead with this potential opportunity here, because Widdop ships it on, and they are in, and it's Faraimo in again for his second of the night. Beretta Faraimo, they do make it count, and those fans do have something to celebrate. They're back in front, 10 points to 8, kick to come.
Well, from a set piece as well, what they train for, what they work for, and what they hope will put defenders in vulnerable positions and make a choice whether to come in or stay out. And they get the set restart, comes off Aidan Caesar. They get another set of 6 from the scrum. You can see them lining up here. Gareth Widdop on the back, and Fussy Tua comes flying across. He comes in, he doesn't need to jam in there along with Roberts. They've both gone for the same man. All he's got to do is stay out wide, and he tackles Faraimo.
Danny, you called it.
Yeah.
It's his first night on the job. He's got it right.
I think sometimes when you're getting opportunities and you're creating opportunities, you've just got to keep going there. You've got to be disciplined, and that's what Castleford have done. They love to see a scrum play. Scrum players have gone out of the game, but an outstanding Greg Eden there. We speak about Greg Eden being a runner and being elusive, but a lovely sleight of hand to get the ball away to Beretta Faraimo.
That's ironic, isn't it? Because one minute you're saying that's his frailty.
And I think that's the unpredictability you do get with Eden. Sometimes he's excellent and we wow at some of his skills, but then sometimes he comes up with basic errors, but unbelievable piece of play there.
So Faraimo's second of the night, his 4th of the season. Widdop is on target. What a kick that is. All smiles at the Weldon Road end of the ground.
Again, just as I said before, I love a scrum play. I love to see teams attack from scrums. Again, we're getting Miller and Widdop linking together. All 3 of the spine players are involved there. And Faraimo, as we spoke about, he is an outstanding finisher, and a lovely dive in at the corner there, and gives Castleford a well-deserved lead, in my opinion.
Restrained reaction from the coach, Andy Last. They've gone for a short restart of Leeds, and this one hasn't come off.
Well, doubling up their errors now, aren't they? First of all, conceding the try, then this kick doesn't come off for them. Goes over the sideline. Penalty on halfway.
That's the Rowan Smith philosophy. He's willing to try things like that and sometimes they're not going to come off.
I'm not sure about that one there, Tez. I don't know about you.
That wasn't short and it wasn't long.
No.
It was in no man's land, really.
There's 4 points in the game here. Kick it long, force an error, force Castleford to come out of their own end. I'm just not sure about that play at this stage of the game.
Because it's allowed Castleford Tigers, who would, if they'd kicked it long conventionally, Cass would be having to grind it some territory out. Now they're in sight of that Leeds line again, and with tackles in the bag. And here is Liam Watts, little run around, Widder, Milner rumbling forward. He's brought down just short, bouncing the Leeds defenders off him. They're hammering on the door again of the Castleford Tigers. Widder, Miller shapes to kick, stepping through. 4 tackles gone, bang in front of those posts. Westerman looking for the ball, instead it comes to Dan Smith. On the last now, McShane stabs a little kick in and it's gathered by Leeds, and Cass would have been hoping for better from that. The player is driven over the try line. What's the referee going to call here? Myler is furious with that. They're claiming a try. Aaron Moore is going to have to call on the services of his video ref. He says no try. Chris Kendall's going to have a look at this, try and work out what happened in that situation.
Okay, we're checking grounding, how the ball comes out of the tackle.
No, mate, he's tried and then he's got up, Sam Mazzone. He's got up, no, he's got back up. Keep going.
Can we go back on this angle, please? Because... And can we pause the ball on the foot, please? Okay, if we pause the ball on the foot, please. Okay, Dan Smith is offside. Okay, and he's within 10. If he retreats or stays stationary, we can play on. But if we run it through and see what Dan Smith's involvement in the play is. So if he retreats now, he's not classed as being offside. Keep going. Okay, he then gets involved in the tackle. He can already be placed back on side because he's already in the 10. I'm happy I've viewed the angles, I've made my decision.
Well, Chris Kendall didn't hang around with that one, and it never looked like a try, just like looked like a schmozzle. And there'll be a Leeds penalty.
Well, what it is, it's a let-off, because what that could have been a drop-out under the sticks, and again, a bit more pressure.
Yeah.
Saying that Lasoni here, he gets down on the ball, but then he tries to get up, and as soon as he tries to get up, I think it's Paul McShane tries to push him over the line, and then Dan Smith gets involved, who played the ball, and who was in front of him, so that's the reason why the penalty has gone to the Rhinos.
I think the Rhinos there have been under probably 15 minutes worth of pressure there, and they were just, to me, it just looked like they were about to crack there, so big relieving pressure there for the Rhinos.
Yeah, an hour of the game gone, just over, and the Castleford Tigers lead by 12 points to 8, and there's a knock-on, another Leeds error.
And it's all been on the halfway. Where they've been making errors is on the halfway. They're not having to work hard. Look, you can see he gets up, spills the ball. I said fussy to her, said like he's strong carrying the ball. But in this game, I think they've struggled the back three to gain any momentum. And I think when you look at it and you weigh them up, you've got to give some praise to this Castleford side, the way that they've dealt with Leeds back three and the powerful runners that they have.
10 seconds, shot clock off.
So the Castleford Tigers take possession on the halfway line. And they've had much the better of this second half so far.
Can he pass it here?
This player, Alex Miller, slow to get to his feet after that tackle.
Is he playing it? Tackle one. Tackle one.
Wrist, that's the problem, looks like it.
Well, you look at the stats now, and they've had 51 play the balls in their opponent's half, only 47 in their own half. Castleford in this game, so they have had all that field position.
Miller in a lot of pain there. It's been a bruising contest, this. Mahe Fanua off the field having failed a head injury assessment. Here is Dan Smith. Miller, I think, carrying on. Yes, he is. And they're 10 metres away again, are the Castleford Tigers. Miller. Oh, and it was that man, Miller, who could not take the pass. And maybe that hand injury is what inhibited him, or his arm, the pain anyway.
And again, if he catches this, it's a 2-on-1. And Miller would nail that. Unfortunately, he drops it. Leeds Rhinos, again, they're pulling the trigger, they're jamming in, creating space out wide for Castleford. They're making their own decisions up for them.
They look really dangerous when they move the ball to the edges, don't they? We've spoke about it all night. Leeds look a bit indecisive defensively. Anytime Westerman and Widdop and Miller are linking together, they're causing Leeds problems. And execution there, Miller, we saw him injured there, but he's just got to catch that and find carry with an open space.
Golden opportunity goes begging for the Castleford Tigers. Leeds let off. Lewis Roberts driven back. Welsh international Roberts.
Move! Hold out! Hold! Hold! Go two.
Two are slow to get to his feet. Here is Holroyd.
Move together! Here! Go third.
Bentley now. Here's Reece Martin. Martin's pass is not a good one. And Leeds not doing themselves any favours in this second half.
Well, obviously behind on the scoreboard, but they look like a team that's chasing the game, don't they?
Go five.
Just forcing it, aren't they?
Yeah.
Caesar, will he try a 40-20? He does, but hasn't quite got the angle, and Eden is able to come and collect that.
Well, a big part of rugby league, just play behind a strong kicking game. Complete your set six, stick it into the corner. Been greasy conditions, been raining here in Castleford this afternoon and during this game. Get your line speed sorted, hunt the ball.
Here's two-try man Beretta for Rimo.
I agree with what you just said then, Tez. I think Leeds need to get back to basics. They need to earn the right to play and offload and chance their arm a little bit.
Watts has lost that ball, it went backwards. McShane plays on. Miller asks for the kick. Gary chases it. Jason Gary racing after that ball. It just beats them all. Did Myler get a touch to it?
Yeah, do you know what? He could have, you know. I think Myler's got a touch to this. Before it bounces out of the field of play, I think it comes off his thigh.
Will you just check if there's a drop out, please?
And he wants Chris Kendall to have a look at this.
Oh no, it's 20-metre restart. It actually hit the line, didn't it? I thought it bounced in the dead ball before going out.
It's close.
Yeah, good call from the ref to check it, though.
Hold it. Then step back, Liam.
More problems for Leeds. Blake Austin, we're hearing from Jenna, is off undergoing a head injury assessment.
Quicker, Liam.
It's a bruising contest, as you would expect, between this neighbourly clash between the Castleford Tigers and the Leeds Rhinos.
And James Bentley looks like he's jumped in at dummy half for the Rhinos as well. Not a position he's accustomed to, normally a back rower, so that'd be interesting to see how he figures in that position.
Milner wrestling for that ball with his former teammate Darrell Alford. Here is Cameron Smith.
Held! Release him, 3.
Referee calls held.
3, play on.
Here is Bentley. Picks it up and goes. Gets the ball away to Lissone. He makes yards for Leeds towards that end of the ground where the Leeds Rhino supporters are urging their side on. It's with Reece Martin now. 5th tackle. Oh, Bentley, it is, who puts the kick in. Oh, and Eden's fumbled that. He's got away with it, and he's given it to Jason Gary.
He was late with the call then, wasn't he, the referee, Aaron Moore? I thought he was going to play on. He must have got the call from the sideline. He was in a good spot, kicks this ball. He gets caught in two minds, James Bentley. Sees a bit of space himself, kicks it, tries to go for it, and Greg Eden just fumbles it at the back.
Real good opportunity for Leeds now. a scrum play 10 metres out. Let's see what sort of attacking flair and play Leeds can come up with from the scrum here.
Shot clock off. Ball in, Aiden. Hold it, Paul. Out.
So Leeds with Lewis Roberts. Roberts.
Still up. One.
Cass trying to take him towards the sidelines.
Paul now. Find space, Lewis. Go one.
Here is Reece Martin. Martin inside that Castleford Tigers 10 now. Leeds.
Stand up.
I think this is the closest they've been to that Cass line in the second half. Here is Sangare now. Sangare looking to offload, cannot do it. It went forward before Bentley picks up and Leeds celebrates.
Yeah, they're up against it here. Now this Cass side is celebrating everything, all the little wins that they're getting. They're coming in, they're celebrating, they're probably winding the Leeds Rhinos players up. Sangare goes into contact, 3 men around him, looking for the offload for Bentley. If he's going to offload that ball, he's got to make sure he controls it. Look, he doesn't have control of it in his hand. The one thing that you would say with the Rhinos is at least they've made the mistake 10 metres from Cass's line and not on the halfway.
They've just not built any pressure off the Tez in this second half. They've been too eager to overplay, forcing offloads, and obviously now giving a penalty away and just totally relieving the pressure from Castleford.
And Lewis Roberts been called offside from the referees. That 10 or is it 11 penalties that Cass have had in this game.
Cass went into this game on the back of 4 defeats in a row and hoping to avoid a 5-loss start to the season, which would have been their worst since they were relegated in 2004. And at the moment, they are edging their way towards their first win of the season. Broadbent has lost that ball.
Aaron Moore has penalised Cam Smith, saying that he's in the ruck, tackle's complete, he's got to get out there. Was the hand on the ball? The referee says yes, it was. Again, it's back-to-back penalties, isn't it?
And what normally, well, Widdop's going to go for goal from here.
Interesting decision. Interesting decision.
Some good news for Leeds. Blake Austin will be able to return. He's passed his head injury assessment. Well, Widdop missed from this sort of distance earlier on in the second half.
I'd take this. I would take this. You know, I know that they've still got over 10 minutes to go, but they get this 2 points over. It's a 6-point lead. So Leeds have got to score and kick the conversion. But then Cass, if they get down there, Leeds is try line, they can knock a 1-pointer over. And with the likes of Widdop and Miller, they've got the players that can do that, haven't they? Along with Paul McShane.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Tez. I do probably think it's the right call, but I suppose my mentality would be let's put another one on the chin here. Let's score a try. Let's convert it. Let's put ourselves 8 points in front. And but obviously, Cass are lacking a little bit of confidence, so probably the right call.
Can Widdop land 2 more points? The Cass supporters say yes. The flags go up. And they do lead by 6, 14-8 into the last 10 minutes of the game.
Well, this is where Leeds Rhinos, I'm sure, will go short here. They need to see perfect strike from Widdop between the posts, to the delight of those fans stood behind the sticks and the coach, Andy Last.
As Myler comes up with the restart, Leeds get the ball, but it goes forwards. And it's in Cass hands ultimately. Broadbent it is who comes up with it.
Well, the Rhinos chasing the game, they've got to do that. What Tom Allroyd did then, hunt that error, try and dislodge that ball on those one-up carries, because you know who's coming. As soon as a prop gets the ball, tucks it under his wing, you know he's not going in looking to pass.
I think Broadbent's had a really strong game tonight against his former team. He's had some really classy touches and then showing a lot of energy there to dive on the scrap, showing urgency to get the loose ball.
Move, find me!
Daniel Smith plays the ball. Here is Kenny Edwards now. Edwards, that's the 5th tackle.
Hold, you're flashing.
Miller waiting for the ball. They're going down the short side, though. And McShane, all the experience there, just drilling that kick into the corner.
Well, you're right, the 33-year-old played in some big games, and he was the 2020 Steve Prescott Man of Steel, and he was outstanding that year, and he knows what you've got to do to win a game, and a close game as well.
He's been in big games as Paul McShane in his Leeds days. In fact, 2 World Club Challenge games. He lost one against Melbourne Storm in 2013, one against Manly. He knows what it's all about. A lot of these Castleford Tigers players do. Here is Cam Smith. 3 tackles gone. Jared O'Connor. Sangari ships it on. Sam Lissone.
Hold now, 4, hold. Go 4.
Leeds in this second half haven't really generated much attacking momentum.
Yeah, they've not been firing, have they?
I think they've been really Cortez with the ball in the second half. They've not really challenged it. They've not any movement. They've not had any people attacking the line. It's just been really pedestrian and one-paced.
Caesar's kick didn't ask too many questions, and Rowan Smith doesn't look as though he was too impressed by that. Faraimo was able to gather it, and Castleford diffused the danger.
Well, you could see what he thought of that kick and where it landed.
Here is Jason Gary. 19 years of age. Nathan Massey, 33 years of age. 17th season with the Castleford Tigers, Nathan Massey. Oh, Kenny Edwards, did he try and offload that, or did it pop out?
No, he tried to offload it. You could see he got his arm free, and some of the Cas players looking around saying, what are you doing?
Really experienced player, Kenny Edwards, and to make that decision there in contact with 3 players on here, it's just not the right thing to do in this situation.
Yeah, he was looking over his shoulder at McShane, and instead it's Leeds on the attack with Reece Martin. 6 minutes to go. Leeds looking to salvage this game, looking to keep their winning run going. They've got work to do here. Here is Holroyd going sideways. More good defence. Milner to the fore. O'Connor, Myler taking him on himself, manages to offload to O'Connor. O'Connor trying to find a way through. He gets the ball away to Martin. And Castleford Tigers managed to wrap him up. 5th tackle. Is there a kick to come from Cameron Smith? Blake Austin is back on. Austin running it. Caesar now. Caesar Bentley. On it comes to Nene McDonald. To Bentley. Oh, and Durrell Alford's on his return to the Castleford Tigers. On his 100th Super League appearance. Couldn't take the pass. And Leeds blow an opportunity. There haven't been many of them in this second half.
No, well, they've got to keep the ball alive. They've got to keep trying. I mean, it's there. The try line's there. It happened again in that first half with Cass, when I think it was Beretta Faraimo that dropped it in exactly the same spot.
What a let-off.
Huge let-off. Leeds chancing their arm there. First time that they've really moved the ball, threatened on the edges, and McDonald getting the offload there, and Alfords has got to take that.
Into the last 5 minutes, Castleford Tigers have got to keep it squeaky clean.
It looks like he's injured something there, Gareth Widdop. Looks like he seemed to pull up with something.
Yeah, just hobbling at that play the ball, Widdop. Leeds looking to force the error. Little visit from Matt Crowther, the physio. He gives the thumbs up. Widdop okay to continue, just a little knock there. 4 tackles gone.
Hold now. Hold. Go 4.
McShane. Here is Kenny Edwards. Edwards. This time he holds on to it. 5th tackle.
Go 5.
And Widdop is able to put the kick in. Again, drills it towards the sidelines, and there's nothing that Leeds can do about that.
Well, it's just about working with the clock now. Getting it over the sideline, letting the clock tick down, knowing where they are. The big players now, the generals in the side, control these final few minutes. On both sides. You've got to be Caesar and Austin who want the ball on the back of the likes of Fussy Tua's carry. And the same on the other side with Widdop and Miller, directing what they want from the forwards.
Been really impressed with Castleford's defence tonight. I think they're in 10, and their attitude to the hard work of the defensive side of the game has been outstanding.
The ball lobbed out wide to Lewis Roberts. Roberts manages to get to ground before the Castleford Tigers can take him to touch. Blake Austin. Here is Cam Smith. Aidan Caesar now. Caesar. Here's Nene McDonald. McDonald bounces off the first challenge, then has another go, trying to drive Leeds forward. 2.5 minutes to go as Austin takes the pass. Austin trying to burst through, gets the ball away to Myler. Myler, on it goes to Sangare. He cannot keep it going. That's the 5th tackle. It's Austin shaping to kick, and it's dropped, and it's pounced on by Beretta Faraimo.
Well, it's a good tackle, isn't it, from Gareth Widdop, the man that was injured a couple of minutes ago. He puts pressure on. Good Aaron O'Connor. I think it's on Jack Broadbent. Well, good inside pressure, and that's just enough what they need. Again, O'Connor's hunting, trying to stop those meters. And Paul McShane just looks for that short side. He'll play this as slow as he can.
They're out on the feet of the Tigers. They really worked hard, that defensive set there, and it's just one out carries now. Get as far down the field as we can, and probably try and find the sideline.
Matangi, they're running it on the last. On the last now, and Widdop will put the kick in.
Well, we've got one more set of 6 here, the Leeds Rhinos. And the way that the Tigers have defended, and the last men have come into this game with a plan, haven't they? Look, let's not sit back, let's not defend on our heels. No one's going to gift us points, and certainly not the big team from down the road, the Leeds Rhinos. We've got to work hard, and have certainly done that.
Cass have got to keep an eye on Aidan Caesar, because last September, it was his try that denied the Castleford Tigers a place in the playoffs. A dramatic late try for, ironically, a 14-8 win. And Cask trying to keep Leeds at bay into the final 60 seconds. Here's Cam Smith. It's not Tom Holroyd the ball, or James McDonald. It's the Austins of this side who've got to come up with something. Caesar fires the pass. Darrell Alfords going nowhere. Miller and Mellor make the tackle. 5th tackle. Is this going to be a Hail Mary from Caesar? Launches the kick. It's Jason Gary who loses possession. The ball is batted down. It went forward, says the referee. Who knocked it on? Cass celebrates. Scott Burrell, Andy Last on the sidelines celebrate the last play of the game, and the Castleford Tigers do get their first win of the season, and they get it against one of the sides they so dearly love to beat, the Leeds Rhinos.
And these are scenes reminiscent of a side that was heading toward the playoffs into the grand final. You'd say what in response to that?